Good morning everyone, welcome along here to the National Hockey Centre in Glasgow. It is day 8 of the Grandmasters European Cup, brought to you by the WGMA. We're getting towards the real meat of the competition at all the various levels, and we start off a busy day in the over-65s European Cup. England taking Ireland. Neither of these sides will be winning the competition. England will relinquish their crown, but Ireland looking to maybe cause a surprise and get themselves a win here. So let's look at both these sides involved. And for England, first of all, captained by Clive Hicks. They've had a steady competition, but will be given back the crown, as I say. Peter McCollum is their goalkeeper today. One or two players could well be threats, cause problems early in the week, including Sarozai Talatai. Also in there, Santa Bansal, who will come on, I'm sure, have been threatening players. Alan Mayo as well is a bit of a threat in and around the circle. For Ireland, well, no points in this competition, but John Fleming, we're looking to captain his side to a bit of a surprise here. However, Crawford McKee in goal could well be busy. Sean Curran is their coach and will be directing and orchestrating the side. Maybe to do a bit of heavy defending if the recent games are to go by in terms of results in the competition so far. So Ireland, they've had one or two tight results. Well, against Scotland they lost 2-1. They lost 5-0 though against the Dutch. 2-1 again against Wales. 3-0 against Germany. Germany and Netherlands maybe can understand, and some close enough results in there. England, well, a draw against the Dutch was maybe part of their downfall in not defending the title. Scotland, they won 4-0, and they had big wins as well, or relatively big wins against Belgium in there too. So they have been pretty steady in the competition, but another draw as well as the Dutch against the Welsh too just gave the Netherlands the momentum. Great to have you with us on our broadcast channels on YouTube and on Facebook. I am Carl Patterson. Alongside me for the first game, delighted to have sports journalist Stephen Bark with us as we get underway. Stephen, business end of the weekend, business end of the week really of hockey. Both these sides can't win this, but good old contest between two local rivals.
Yeah, I'm really looking forward to it. I think England can still get second in the table, which would be a bit of an achievement at least, if even though they can't win. Ireland, it's just about getting a decent result today, and I hope that they can give England a bit of a match at the very least.
Ireland with the early possession from deep, flaming up towards Featherstone. The Dutch have sewn up this crown with still games to play. The Dutch have finished all their games, but they are clear and can't be caught. England, as Stephen mentioned, can finish second though. That'll throw a ball through for England. Hicks got there and just sliced wide by George Johnson, and well, it came through. The Irish defence couldn't get it away, and that was a bright start.
It was. It's a really good chance. I honestly thought the defender had him. He did really well to get in front of him and just intercept the ball, but he's got to do better with the attempt from that kind of distance. The keeper didn't look as if he was in the best sort of position either, which is a little bit disappointing for him, but it's a great chance to get on the scoreboard in the first 2 minutes.
Here's Fleming, not quite the trap for Featherstone. And Clive Hicks away once more for the English. Here's Remy Parker for Ireland. Just the 2 goals scored for the Irish in this competition so far. -10 goal difference. England haven't been absolutely free-flowing goals themselves, which is maybe the difference between the Germans and the Netherlands, with just 8 scored.
I think the tough thing for the Irish today, not only have they only just scored twice in this tournament, England have only conceded once. That one goal against Wales that has cost them the defence of their title. To be fair, the draw with the Netherlands gave them the advantage as well. But for Ireland, if they're going to score it, it's a tough defence to beat.
So here's Slater. Across from Brian Stokes on the run from Saros Talatai. Off the foot of Joe Dunn. Free hit for England. In it came towards Johnson. Just a little bit too high there. England starting to hit their stride.
It's a good position that as well. They'll be a bit disappointed they haven't done a little bit better from it. You know, they could have created a good chance.
Johnson along with Dennison and Bansal with 2 goals scored for England. Marshall and Mayo with the other couple for them. Parker twisting across for Fleming. That was, well, I think if that was in play, it might have been deemed as dangerous, but it sailed out. The lob, it was maybe a bit close for comfort. There was a lot of players around him.
Almost caught by the supporter in the stand there as well.
Here's Johnson. Ball comes off Irish stick. Fraser and turn and goal. And the breakthrough for England, and Talatai claiming it. And it's taken not even 6 minutes, and the English have got going here.
It's a lovely little move that as well. The ball into the circle, then the touch back, and he's done well to finish it. Left the keeper with absolutely no chance, got it as far in the corner as he could. It's a good finish and a good little move from the English there.
So England have the lead, and we were very much the favourites before the start of this game, even though it's not been maybe the best tournament. Maybe it's one to be expected, but it just shows how much the Germans have been pretty awesome. And Johnson looks to wheel away here for Richard Slater. Shadowed by the Irish on that side. But somehow they've managed to wriggle in, and somehow it's not went in. It was good running from Mayo, and getting back up to his feet is Andrew Fraser. England should have been 2 up there.
Yeah, it looked like Fraser just lost his balance. It's a great run from Mayo, as you said, and I was expecting him to hit the back of the net there, but just lost his balance at the crucial moment, unfortunately.
Mayo did all the hard work across the baseline to wriggle it into the D. One-way pressure. Hicks, lovely. Johnson fires it high, and away it goes by Crawford McKee in goal. Went for the height this time, but well parried away, straight at the keeper.
It's a good strike. It's the right kind of area. I mean, it's right at the keeper, but you want to make it difficult for him, and he's done well, but a good save, I think, is the judgment there.
Neil looking to try and flick it in once more. Arm is out, will be a English free hit. Slater, across it goes into the circle. Irish under all sorts of pressure in the searching ball, but at least get some sort of safety for Chillingsworth, who was trying to chase.
A big thing for Ireland, that Chillingsworth. You could see it was just a wee bit too far ahead of them, and they're getting penned back in their own half by the English. If they want to try and get a decent counter attack, those kind of balls are going to need to be a bit lighter and a bit more easy to get on the end of.
Turn from Hicks, but almost reclaimed by the Irish. Slip through though for Johnson. Johnson once more, threading in. Control from Fraser. Still alive here. Alan well trying not to concede a penalty corner. Johnson. Hammer across off the side of the keeper's foot of the post there. Either or, it's managed to get away, arm out against the English, and that'll be a turnover there, but another threatening move.
Yeah, the keeper's done well there at the near post, not to let the ball get across him. It was definitely goal bound. But he's done well to keep it out in Ireland. A good defensive effort overall, I think you could say there, getting the turnover, as you said, and it's helped them get away from their own goal and get going forward now.
Now the advantage of the English foot, so Paddy Good running into Hicks, the turnover. Officials, incidentally, are used to Cornet of the Netherlands and Fraser Monroe of Scotland. Remy Parker for Donald Featherston. Irish team restart. Paddy Good. English ball back. That wriggled up off his foot though, so Ireland were looking to try and work a first real decent opportunity if they can.
It's a good chance here for Ireland. Hope they can get something in the circle and get a bit of pressure on the English.
Here's Parker once more. On the edge of the D is, but there's Mayo. Threat at the other end, but also doing his team job there to win it back for Slater. Johnson had a terrific game so far in these opening 12 minutes, not quite finding the pass for Fraser, but it does get the ball at the other end. Ball here for Johnson. Couple racing into the D. Turn from Fraser. Back comes Hulbert. Into Fraser. Hulbert looking for it back, and the 1-2 not quite paying off. It's some lovely stuff, some great possession from the English.
Yeah, I think it would have been a certain goal if if Fraser gets the pass right there, it's just behind Halbert, and there's nothing he could do when it's that far behind him. But it's another good move, and I think the English have showed some decent play here today, and definitely good value for the 1-0 lead.
False Kenley again for Johnson, getting plenty of time down this channel. Ireland away, Parker across the final couple of minutes of this quarter. Good start, particularly if you're an English supporter. We've had a lot of the play, maybe as expected, going by the results so far in the competition. The lack of any points for the Irish. Johnson trying to rattle by off the foot, but it's very close alongside. Come back for the long corner signal.
Yeah, it's another good chance to get something into the circle here for the English.
Hicks wide for Mayo. Halbert threads through, and Fraser's effort saved, but there is a follow-up. Halbert there running behind, and despite the heroics of McKee to somehow keep it out the first time, England have got their second, just under a minute left till the end of the quarter.
Yeah, I think it's Fraser there that's done most of the damage. Right on top of the goalkeeper, he's effectively taking the save away from him, although his effort has been straight at the keeper, and then the follow-up is so much easier when the keeper's stranded in that kind of position, and he's done well to keep it low and keep it on target, and England deservedly, I think, 2-0 up.
So it's a perfect way to end the quarter. A comfortable start for England. Ball lobbed for Johnson, won't come to him though. There is the hooter, that is the first 50 minutes. Goals and from Talatai in the second minute, from Halbert towards the end there of the quarter. It's a comfortable start for the English. They lead by a couple of goals to nil. Second quarter underway, England with a 2-0 lead, and a very comfortable period for the English, and they're looking to fly off to a quick start in this second quarter with John Marshall coming on. But Ireland, I think it might well be a case, Stephen, of how many they can sort of not concede, because England look very dominant.
Yeah, damage limitation, I think, is the phrase we're looking for. That 2 minutes gives them a chance to regroup, a chance to maybe shore up the defence a little bit with the discussions with the coach, and hopefully they can work it a little bit better. And you know, if Ireland get the next goal, it could make it a wee bit interesting. The only thing is, as you say, the English have been very dominant, and at the moment anyway, a third goal is probably more likely for them than the Irish getting back in it, unfortunately.
Irish get a free hit. That was a little loose. Parker, he has stick Clarkton in. Parker got the free hit, so he motors on, takes it himself. Keppel. It's going to be a penalty corner signalled, and English conceding the first penalty corner of the game. Ireland, well, this is maybe on the rare chance that they're going to get, so they might as well try and take it now from the short corner.
Yeah, definitely, it's a fantastic chance, as you say, for Ireland. It's the first chance that really, I think, in the game that they've been in and around the circle, so you know, if they're going to get something out of this game, they've got to try and take that.
John Keppel looks like heading across to take the injection. So first chance possible this for Ireland, trapped but for Martin, and slid and skiffed by, trying to get it off flick on. I think it was Robert Bernay, but keeper had it covered, it sliced off him, and it's a long corner here for Irish. Parker back for Sedgwick. And it comes to nothing in the end, but it's a so-so first penalty corner of the game, but not coming to very much use for the Irish.
Yeah, I think the English, they're showing how good their defence has been all tournament, really. You know, the quick rush out and getting and disrupt the Irish. I mean, really, he's got to try and hit that a little bit sooner if he can.
Dallison, Talatai linking up well. Talatai at the other end for England, into the circle. Might wriggle through for Bansal, but turnover of possession. Umpire's arm out against English there. And that comes to the end of that move, but within a couple of 3 passes, England were in the opposition D.
Yeah, they're quite quick, the English. Some of the Irish are going to have to watch when they do get, if they do get another chance to go forward, that England can turn it around quite quickly like that.
Ball threaded through for, or attempt to be threaded through for Talatai. Wriggles through for Bansal. Slater coming in. Free hit right on the edge of the D, off of an Irish foot. Hulbert back. Hicks, and a little touch through from Marshall, just kicked away by Mackey, and Ireland clear. But with all the defensive work, there is very little in green in the English half. So this is the over 65s European Cup. There is games in this competition to come tomorrow. We've got games in Wales and Scotland on the main pitch, which we'll have on our live coverage. It's the first of 6 games today. And then we'll look to try and find a third goal. Joe Dunn cutting the ball out though from Paul Dallas. Good slide down and Hicks forward. Marshall back to his feet to reclaim. Run from Dallas. Unfortunate little slip surface. Slippery. Dallas somehow gets it back. Clattering around. Marshall. Signal of a penalty corner given. Ball rattled up and Ireland conceding the penalty corner. England, there's all sorts of bother there, and despite Dallas slipping, they managed to get back up and try and play the ball.
Yeah, he did. It was good work from him. And the Irish, yeah, it was an awkward one to defend, and sometimes it's inevitable that you're going to concede the penalty corner from those kind of positions, but they've just got to try and now defend it.
Jeffrey Forno to inject quickly into Hicks. Bansal, and it's just wide the baseline. Injector Forno, I think it was on the baseline, just ready to try and tap it in. I've seen that move executed once or twice by a few teams really well this week. It's always a little party trick, but didn't work out quite there for the English.
Yeah, they were unlucky. It got into a really good position, worked the ball very well across the circle, and just unlucky at that final little touch. Didn't quite get enough on it to make the difference.
Ball forward towards Bansal. Kalatai just behind, turns though. Coming in Cedric to try and clear for the Irish, and he does get the free hit. Significant number of bodies around from both sides. It was a bit like a rugby scrum.
Bit of a small rugby scrum that, mind you.
8 minutes until half time. England still with their 2 goals from the first quarter through Sarosh Talatai and Phil Hulbert. The 6th and the 15th minutes, the 2 goals coming. Also in our coverage today, next up, Tournament Trophy over 65s. We'll have the Alex Red against Netherlands Orange. Alex Red looking to go back to the top of the table in that competition ahead of the final games tomorrow. And then we've got the 2 semi-final games from the over 60s European Cup from 12:20. At 3:40 it's the final of the Tournament Trophy over 70s, and we've got the women's game as well from 5:20 as England take on the Alex ladies. The 2 English sides play each other. England sold up the women's competition earlier in the week, so just a bit of English pride between the 2 teams.
A few good games this afternoon.
Yeah, the over 60s semi-finals look good. Had the crossover games turned out to be rather dramatic. The Welsh game yesterday against the Belgians, the second quarter, which was crazy with 6 goals in it. Belgium winning 4-2. The other 3 quarters were a bit quieter. And Scotland were playing in the back pitch. We're 2-0 down against Belgium. Meanwhile, remember if you were watching our coverage, we were giving you updates on the Scotland game. It ended up being a shootout, and Belgium winning the shootout. And it was quite a long running shootout with a penalty stroke awarded in the middle of all that, and also little arguments with umpires. It was quite entertaining, but from being a couple of minutes away from the over 60 semi-final, Scotland are playing in a playoff for 7th and 8th. Cutthroat business sometimes. At the moment, Ireland don't look like they're going to get a point in this group stage, in this group round robin as this competition is. England look like they're going to try and get their mission to finish second, as they can't keep hold of their crown. Keith Tyrrell back for Paul Tynan. Turnover of possession. Pace from Talatai. Here's John Marshall. Across it goes. Talatai. Marshall. Set up here. Bansal. It's Bansal. It's another good save from McKay. Had the time to set himself up. Keeper will kick away further for safety.
It's a really good save from the keeper there. He's had so much time on the ball as well to set himself up. I was hoping that he would at least finish it off, and it's a really good chance for him. I think he'll be a bit disappointed with it, given how much time he had on the ball. But the keeper, again, standing strong, making the difference.
Flicked on by Stokes just about. Parker. Cross for Tynan. Sedgwick was across there, and Martin around two. Loose couple of free passes on both sides, but scrappy there. England will reclaim on halfway. Ball flung wide to Dallas. There's the adventurous McKee racing out to half clear once more. Dallas looking to fire in towards Bansal again, but bobbled up of him. I'll get it back. 3 minutes left till half time.
Looked a bit disappointed with the decision by the umpire there.
Irish captain Fleming looking to restart here, and a rare spot for them as the first couple of quarters have played out. Sedgwick across for Tynan. Oh, it's a good area here, trying to wriggle through. Good, and arms in the air. It will be a long corner. I think maybe looking for something a bit more than that, Irish, but good work. It was Keppel in the end, trying to feed a little shot away.
It was a nice little move that from the Irish. Almost getting a better chance as well initially, but a good chance for the second.
Good's ball is cut out, so they can't get a second delivery into the net. Forward towards Bansal. Dallas back, Bansal. Good skills with the stick. He's got the advantage for the little shove in the day. No advantage coming, penalty corner given. England with just another minute left in the clock until half time, looking to add a third.
Yeah, I think if they add a third goal here, it probably kills the match. in terms of competitiveness. Really, they've done really well this quarter. England not created as many chances as they did the first quarter, but this is the best time to score, really, because it's right before half time and it can make a big difference.
Furno to fire in for Hicks. Talatai, there is the third, second for him, and there is the great time to score. And surely there is, if there was any chance for Ireland, which they haven't really shown much attacking threat, it's probably all done and dusted now before the break.
Yeah, it's a really well worked penalty corner from the English, getting the ball out to Talatai, and then clinical finish. Keeper had absolutely no chance. And I think that, yeah, as we said just seconds before it, that'll be the points for England.
Ball through from Bansell for Dallas. They've got no time left to get the ball into the circle. That is half time. England very comfortable after the first 30 minutes. Got going with 2 goals in the first quarter through Talatai and Hilbert, and then Talatai, as we've just seen right at the end of the second period, has got himself his second, England's third, as they are still in a fight to finish second in this competition. So we'll be back shortly with the third quarter. We'll leave you some of the best bits so far. England 2, Ireland 0. Welcome back then to the National Hockey Centre here in Glasgow as we are underway for the third quarter, and it is the English who have a 3-0 lead here. And England with a very big margin. Stephen Barker can't see it really changing, I wouldn't think.
No, neither can I.
So turn then for Furno. Hicks across for Mayo. Into the circle it goes, but by Johnson. And it goes then wide for Hicks, and Johnson just burrows by. I'm looking for just a bit of time with the ball here just to grasp some possession. Forward comes Paddy Good. Steady stuff, Sedgwick across. Rain is very much coming down at full pace. Good start, Stephen, with the Irish here. Just getting a bit of possession, which is not really what we've seen.
No, it's not. It's a lot better from their point of view. You know, you never know. It might be something that happens in a game. You switch over at half time. You're facing a different goal. It's almost as if something's changed, even though it's the same team that's out on the pitch. Hopefully they can make something of it. Although the English are doing a good job at keeping them penned back and not getting anywhere near the circle. Here's Johnson though, just behind Andrew Fraser. 2 goals from Talatai in the middle of that. Phil Halbert scoring.
cut out though by English, and ball forward to Johnson. Again, Fraser alongside Johnson. Fraser, time, and have they scored? It has it right over the line. Well, Johnson trying to argue the case, and the umpire, good laugh between him and the English player, but no goal. And well, a scramble. The Irish somehow have survived that.
See, from here, I'm almost certain that I could see blue between the line and the ball. I really did think it had crossed the line, but it's not my decision. The Irish, fair credit to them, they did really well to, in the first instance, to stop the shot getting away, and then right on the line, he's put his stick out, he's got the ball, and he has, for all intents and purposes, he's kept it off out the goal. So I don't think it'll change the result of the match, but credit to him, he's done really, really well on the line there.
Could well be another little infringement, but yeah, certainly our gallery team had a close examination as well. You will have seen and had a good view in the replay too that the ball didn't quite cross the line. There's been a green card flung up there now, and England are going to go down to 10 for a couple of minutes with the green card. But clarification, as you probably would have seen, just not quite over the line for England there, so it will remain 3-0 there, and taking a seat for a couple of minutes is Richard Slater.
Might come on a bit refreshed at the end of the period, and you never know, it might make a difference. I don't think it'll change any of the pattern of the play, although if Ireland are going to try and work something, it's a good time when you've got that extra man on the pitch.
George Johnson has been terrific today, but this time losing the ball forward. It comes for Ireland towards good. Furno in the way. Ireland, this is their first time in the competition. They weren't involved in the 2015 edition. That's why we do have the 7 sides now involved rather than the 6. So Ireland's still a bit of a learning curve for them coming together for this competition for this year. Irish have the free hit. Parker, and that goes out of play, and England will get the ball back.
Yeah, just lost his balance there a little bit, otherwise could have got the ball across, and if he finds an Irish man in the middle of the circle, there's every chance that they can get the shot away.
Minutes left in the quarter. England still comfortable. Control not quite working out there for Johnson. Back up to 11 against 11 by the way. As Fraser picks up here, needing some support. Johnson alongside. And plenty of time here, Johnson, to wriggle out of trouble. Cedric doing his best to get it away, despite half slipping in there too.
He was a bit unlucky. If he could have kept his grip on the surface there, he probably would have kept the ball in play and prevented this particular English attack.
Long corner from Hicks towards Johnson. Got the free hit. Went wriggle off the foot, so Stokes carries on here. Bounced off Parker.
Seems a bit weird to see the goalkeeper kick it and that be a pass, but there you go.
He was very patient, took the time, took the sting out of it to restart from the keeper. Johnson trying to once again wriggle past, trying to get stick in, got the advantage Ireland to get themselves away. Parker. Pinched by Hicks though. Cross for Fraser. There is Marshall, space opening up, and the sting just taken off it. Keeper, it's going to be a penalty corner, surely. Keeper was stuck between them, nothing he could really do. But in that scenario, there's only one outcome and the penalty corner given.
Yeah, as you say, absolutely nothing the keeper could do. It's just one of those things that the rules are the rules, and the umpires made the correct decision in this case. England got another chance to make it 4, and I think honestly that's been their best chance of this particular quarter so far, I think.
Yeah, Ireland have had a bit more possession, but England looking to add another to the scoreboard here. And it comes towards Hicks, across to Mayo. Oh, and found an English stick but diverted away. There'll be another penalty corner for signalled by the umpire.
Yeah, I thought that it did look as if it came off. I think it was Paul Moore there on the line after the keeper got a touch on it. Again, nothing he could do, but it's the call that has to be made.
And it comes towards Hicks again from Johnson. Different setup this time for Mayo. Maybe took a little too long. Irish were out in numbers to press, and they get the free hit away.
I think that's probably one of the examples there that you could use of how not to do a penalty corner. A bit disappointing from the English, and it's the initial trap that's done it. He's just not been able to control the ball.
Oh, slip, gifts the ball back to Ireland. Featherstone couldn't keep it for long. Marshall across. Mayo to Johnston. Johnson into thin air. Heath Tyrrell. He's put enough pressure on as he could there. Ireland just trying to take a few seconds to regroup. Oh, but this ball not quite reached by Fraser.
English did really well. They didn't let the Irish get the ball up into their own half and put them under a lot of pressure, and when the ball did eventually cross the halfway line, they've won it back and been able to set themselves up to go forward.
been given away. Marshall juggling with his stick, but he will bounce up off his foot or leg at the same time. Almost a gift for him. "90 seconds left of the quarter. Cedric to Keppel. Bounces straight back. Mayo through the middle for Fraser. Fraser gets away. Fraser one-on-one with the keeper. McKee came out to stop that.
Did well, the keeper. I think the pressure on the forward there has just made him lose his balance and lose his train of thought, and it's helped Ireland to keep the score down again.
England scored very late at the end of the second quarter. To do so again in the third. The umpires with two arms out in different direction. I think it will be an English ball. The engaged umpire will rule on the other one. Furno, Hicks, final few seconds in towards Johnson. Just cleared. Featherstone will hold. There's the hooter. And no goals in this quarter. England still with the 3-goal cushion thanks to Talatai's 2 goals. Halbert's other goal in the middle of those two. It is England 3, Ireland 0. So final quarter, England comfortable, you would think, still as the Panthers went on. Ireland showed a bit more, I guess you could say, ambition. They had certainly more possession, but the chances mostly still falling down on the English side, who again looked at a fast start. Hicks, Talatai, cross from the other player that came in rather late, Denson. He's banned Southall picking up, but that goes against the English player. Fast start again from England. Can't really see anything too dramatic turning the scoreline around England, it might be all a case of if they can add another goal or two to the scoreboard.
Yeah, it would certainly take something dramatic to change the result of this match, but I think England now just trying to show their technique, show their skills, and maybe try and score something that's a really nice goal on the eye.
Cedric has Meal for company. It's an Irish ball despite the English trying to race away with it. Stick coming in from Bansal. Quick apology to the umpire. Away comes Parker.
It was a sneaky little one, wasn't it? Just try to nip the ball from him.
Slip through there for Featherstone almost. Furno back for England. A couple Irish players trying to put on the pressure. And in the end, England do manage to get themselves away. Talatai. Great run this for Dennison. Coming in is Marshall, and just by the post there from Talatai, looking for his hat-trick.
On his performance today, he's got to score that. I'd have put that one probably his best chance in the match. Really, you won't get many easier to score than that, and he's unlucky. He's done everything right. He's tried to get it as far into this corner as he can and keep it away from the goalkeeper and give him as little chance as he can to save it, and he's just dragged it that tiny little bit wide. That's unfortunate for him.
Here's Dennison again. Triple through for McKee. Have to watch Bansal's around. Big real threat. Bansal not scored today, but has scored a couple in the competition. Talatai wriggling on. Snap strike. Bansal coming in. Across the day it comes. Mayo keeping it alive and just cleared to anywhere, no doubt.
Yeah, defender stood strong there. I don't think he should have hit it as close to the goal when it's come across the D there, as you said. Otherwise, if he pulls it back, I think there was a couple of players in a better position.
Free hit on the edge of the circle. Hicks driving towards Bansal, and the stick behind him, English stick behind of Mayo couldn't get there either, but might well have bounced up off the Irish stick in fact, so come back for a long corner.
Yeah, the umpire's in the perfect position there to see it. There were a couple of players in our view, but he couldn't miss it from there, and it gives the English another chance to keep the pressure on.
Hicks playing it across. There's the circle again, it comes. Absolutely bounce around, dicey territory for the Irish, and it is a penalty corner despite it flicking the goal. Penalty corner given well before that, and England will have to try from the injection point.
Yeah, they've scored the goal there, obviously, as you say, after the whistle's been blown, so they've got to try and now do the same thing again, just from a slightly different position.
Dennison now to inject here. And towards Bansal. Bansal likes a rocket, but that one whistles by.
Unlucky. Yeah, if he can get it on target, I think it's a certain goal.
Took a nick to get the long corner. Bit rushed from the English and turnover. Ireland have only got one player forward, though, in Bernie. Some nice passing just behind Featherstone, who couldn't control. Parker across to Good. Advantage for the Irish. Good turn this, Featherstone. And England steal it back. There's a good sustaining few passes forward from the Irish, but now they're having to come back and defend. Talatai to Bansal. Slip through Talatai. Skifty stick and then his foot.
Yeah, the Irish did really well in the first instance there, just to hold the ball up on halfway, allow the boys to get forward and get into a good position, and just a bit unlucky, and then almost the same thing happening at the other end with the ball coming off the foot.
And it is a penalty corner. Bansal trying to the back, infringement from Parker, and England got another opportunity with Trevor Dennison. Just over 8 minutes left on the clock. Hicks in the centre this time. Bansal to the left. Talatai to the right. And an Irish player has strayed from the line too quickly. So there's Remy Parker heading back to halfway. So Ireland will now only have 3 defenders, outfield defenders in goal.
Can be tough sometimes, but that's what happens.
So slightly easier possibly the routine now for the English. It comes to Hicks. Goes to Talatai. Hicks. Bansal. It's off Irish body. Should well be a long corner, I think. Yeah, if long corner been given, there's certainly a couple of minds. The umpire just checking out, quickly taken. Talatai in off the leg this time, and it will become another penalty corner. And a bit of pressure piling going on over the last minute or so.
Yeah, if the Irish can come out of this unscathed, then they can say they've done well.
Dennison to inject again. Hicks. Bansal a bit loose. Here's Talatai though. Space, time. And it is a long corner again. Still desperately looking for his hat-trick.
Yeah, better chance that one, and did really well at one point. I thought they were going to just keep passing it around and lock the Irish all the way around, but get it in.
Talatai. It's a little wide here, but Marshall has it. Bansal flicking it through. Oh, just by the goal. Couldn't quite get collected by Dennison on the other side. Maybe a cute little finish, but not quite.
Yeah, those kind of ones can sometimes just go anywhere. And he's really unlucky, because it looks as if it's just gone past the post by the tiniest of wee fractions. No chance for the man at the opposite side, because it's so close to the target.
Paul Moore taking his time. Parker for Featherstone. Harlan looking for consolation goal. Moore, that is a bit of a miscommunication in the end. Just not being really any absolute clear-cut chances. Maybe a couple of good half chances for Ireland. That's been about it in the game, as England can seem to rattle 3 or 4 passes and be in the opposition circle so quickly.
Yeah, it's a little bit of a waste. You're hoping that you can take advantage from those kind of situations when you get them, and as you say, just that little bit of communication was missing. Otherwise, Ireland could have been in a really good position to get the shot away and get on the scoreboard.
Turning the switch for Parker. Just under 4 minutes left on the clock. Paddy good. Parker. And it went towards Paddy good. Still with the Irish here. Bubbling around. Calatai away. Dallas. Forward there from Calatai. And here's Bansal. Keeper again has had a few terrific saves, but Bansal take 2. Keeper there once more. This could easily 7 or 8. And it will remain 3 because Bansal puts that one wide. But even though he's conceded 3 goals, Crawford McKee must be Ireland's man of the match.
Definitely. To be perfectly honest with you, I think Bansal's tried to do far too much with that. He should be hitting the ball a lot quicker than he actually did, and it's the touch wide. The keeper's done really, really well to put him in an awkward position, and it makes it so much easier for him to make the save when the shot does come in.
Ball back to Bansal. And into the Irish defender. Couple of minutes left here in this first game of the day here at the National Hockey Centre in Glasgow, the Grandmasters European Cup. This is the over 65s European Cup. England can still finish second in the group. Ireland aren't going to pick up their first points of the competition. And England once again stealing it. Bansal, is he going to get his goal this time? Yes, he is, and he deserves a goal. And he has it now for his 3rd of the competition. And England have a 4th with 90 seconds just under left on the clock.
Yeah, much better that time from Bansal. He took the touch, just a little delay to put off the Irish defenders, and then whacked it into the far corner, and absolutely no chance for the keeper this time, who has done really well today, as we said earlier on.
Yeah, Crawford McKee has had, no, it could easily be 8 or 9 with some of the saves, particularly Bansal had 2 or 3 goes at it a minute or so ago. Forward here is Dallas. Talatai. Dallas coming in there is Sedgwick and claims the ball back for his side. Across here for Marshall. Oh, and it's going to be another one. Paul Dallas sliding in. And right on the hooter, England have got number 5. Handshakes him again, and they finish with a real flourish.
It was a really good team goal, that one. I don't know how many players got a touch on the ball as they walked it forward, but definitely over half of them. And the ball into the circle again, just on point. Lovely little touch to get the finish away, and you could see Crawford McKee was really upset that they've conceded so late on.
So 5-0 finishes here. Sarosh Talatai with a couple of goals in the first couple of quarters. Phil Halbert in the middle got a goal, and then 2 very late goals from Santa Bansel and also there from Paul Dallas. And just a final thought, very much one-sided for the most part of the game. England in the end, when we get a scoreline with those 2 late goals, it probably reflected the balance of play.
Yeah, I think that's probably accurate. The Irish, I think they had maybe 2 penalty corners, something like that they had a good chance to get on the scoreboard, but the English in control for most of the game. And the big difference was when they got into areas to create chances, they created them and they took them.
So that is the end of the first game here. 5-0 England winning. Thanks to Stephen for the moment. He'll be bringing us the commentary for our next game, which will be taking place in about 20 minutes time. It is the Alex Red of England against the Netherlands Orange in the tournament trophy over 65s. Alex Red need a win to go back to the top of the table, and they'd have 1 game to play. So join Stephen for that, but we'll leave you to some of the best of the action from the opening game of the day in the over 65s European Cup, as England have beaten Ireland by 5 goals to 0.